Ethan, thanks very much. Welcome to the show again.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Brumbies, mate. Okay, so is it good to be back home, I bet, because it was meant to be, I was down in Dunedin a weekend or so ago and we were meant to be playing the Blues, but of course that match was in Melbourne. So you're looking forward to being at home?
Looking forward to playing under the roof. Obviously I missed round one, so it's good to get my first home game against a good side like the Brumbies.
Team's been travelling well, mate. You know, good wins so far, and last weekend especially against New South Wales.
Yeah, it's good to. We're definitely trending in the right direction. I'm loving it.
Well, only won 5 games last year. You won 2 already. It's a hell of a start.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got a better draw than what we had last year. She was a tough old, first 4 rounds last year. So yeah, good to get the first few under the belt.
Coming back from the World Cup and that, how long does it take for a guy like you to hit the ground running and really feel like you're starting to get into your best form?
Good question. It's I'm still figuring that one out. It's obviously tough coming off of such a high, best possible nick you could probably be, but it normally takes 3 or 4 games for myself to be get that game fitness back to 100. You can only do so much on a training field, but when it comes to game fitness, you've got to be out there doing it. So yeah, I'm starting to feel pretty good now. Obviously a bit of a rough start, banged up my knee in the pre-season, so starting to feel comfortable out there now.
Fascinating to hear that, because I know that there's All Black rest and all of those kind of things, and I always kind of wonder back here on this side of the microphone, or just as a fan, like, you can do all that training, but when it actually comes to playing, it's a completely different ball game, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And everyone feels that, so you're sort of all on the same page. So normally the middle of the season is where you'll see some really good footy and some really good battles, but I think with the new group we've got and new coaching group, the pre-season has set up the boys really well.
Do you have to be patient with yourself in terms like this, because you know that you're going to get better and better, or do you kind of chomp at the bit, think, I know how well I can play, I'm not there at the moment?
I think it's just a matter of you're not running around out there absolutely buggered. You just got to bite down on the mouth guard and push through it. And then it slowly becomes more enjoyable as the season goes on once you get that game fitness under your belt. Yeah.
Ethan, what has Jamie Joseph brought to the group since he's been back?
I think he's just made everything. Well, firstly, he's got that. I'd call it fear. He's got that demeanour about him, and I think he's just sort of lit a fire under everyone's belly. Not just the players, the coaches as well. He keeps the coaches ons and accountable. He's been awesome for us so far. He's really helped. He helps in our leadership group, so on how we're delivering messages, how we're giving them, when's the right time to make calls, and driving energy in that. Mate, he's been awesome. I loved having him in here, and it's been great.
Look, he's a really impressive person. I've met him a number of times and spoken with him, and he's just one of those guys, that he's real man's man, that when he speaks, you sit there and you listen to him, don't you? Yeah,
there's no grey with him. It's black and white.
Brilliant.
Straight down the barrel.
That's okay, though, isn't it? Isn't it? Don't you like that? I'm hearing that from someone?
Yeah, 100%. You don't like coaches that sort of beat around the bush. They just tell you straight up. So I'm a big fan of that coaching style.
What does a coach have to tell you, Ethan? I'm always just, I'm so intrigued as playing in your position, and none of us can pretend we know anything about what the hell goes on with you and what you do there. What do you want from your coaches in terms of how to improve you? Is it a technique thing or a motivation thing? What is it?
You're always looking for little parts of your game that the coaches can just cue you up on, or just tell you what you need to work on. But you got to go out and look for it. You got to go and ask questions. You're not always good at everything, but for me, I enjoy throughout the week. A coach pushing me through, and Jace Ryan's good at this as well when I'm with the All Blacks. just like telling me to get up first 3 metres. That's all I've got to worry about. Once I made a tackle or clean out of a scrum, you're not sticking your head up and walking. It's on the move and looking. So I like them queuing me through that, queuing me up on through the week on that. So that's where I sort of get my gains, which follows through into the game.
First 3 metres and just smacking from first 3 metres.
Just worry about your first 3 metres off the ground. Yeah.
How good do you think you can get? Do you want to be the very best in your position in the world?
Yeah, I'd like to be world leading. That's definitely a goal of mine. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that too. Because I think if you don't want to be, why the hell are you playing?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the All Black standard. Everyone's striving for that. Yeah, it's just keeping those All Black standards and bringing them back into the Highlanders. And so if I do get selected again, I can back where I'm meant to be.
Ethan de Groot is with us, 22 games for the All Blacks. And I don't know whether you can remember or not, but this was after the Ireland quarter-final, and we're at the press conference at the hotel, and the referee was pinging all the time during that game, and I asked you what he was pinging about, and you said, I don't know, he didn't say anything. Mate, he didn't say anything. Mate, I asked Bowden Barrett a couple of weeks ago about the same thing. How much does it grate? Do you ever get over playing in a final like that and not winning that final?
I'm over it now, because I know that if I work hard enough, I'll be there to have another crack in another 4 years. But
good call.
It definitely took a while to get over that one. Yeah, I've watched the game. Yeah, a lot. I'd hate to know how many times I've fully watched it, but she was tough, to be honest. And I just felt for especially the guys where it was their last crack. You know, guys like Whitelock, Aaron Smith, those, and then our coaching group and all our old staff that have moved on. So it was tough seeing their last sort of day or week. But yeah, I'm definitely over the loss and just ready to have another crack at the South Africans next time we play them.